Hello, my name is Clint, and this is just a really quick introduction to DBS211 Lab 1 and how you go about getting started and what the expectations are. So let's get straight into it. The idea here is that before you start this lab, you must have installed SQL Developer. The instructions for installing SQL Developer are available on the DBS211 website. To find those instructions, you simply go through the preface and preparation here, and then if you scroll down to this required software installation, there's a link here for the instructions to how to get SQL Developer installed. There's both a video here available for you to watch, as well as actually walk through instructions on how to use this. So once you have SQL Developer installed, you will want to connect to your account. Your login and password should have been provided to you by your professor, and then you can go ahead and run this sample creation script. Just the one DBS211 sample creation script. All right. You're basically going to go to this page. You're going to highlight everything. You're going to copy that. Once you've copied that, you can go into the SQL Developer into a blank window and paste that script in. You can then use Control A to highlight the entire file, and you can execute that by hitting the little green arrow here. So we'll go ahead and execute that. We should take about 30 seconds or so to run. All right. It does seem like mine is sitting here hanging for a little bit. So, but it typically goes pretty quickly based on how many people are currently using it and those kind of things. All right. So once this is done, then you'll be able to hit the refresh button here on the tables, and you should see, there you go, mine's complete. All right, so I'm going to click on this, I'm going to hit refresh, and you should see these 8 tables there. All right, at this point, you do not need to save what's the script. I mean, you can go and get it from the website again anytime. All right, so we just want to delete that so that we have a single empty file. All right. Now, when you go into and work on lab number 1, all right, the instructions are provided here for lab number 1, all right? And to get started, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to connect to SQL Developer, okay? Where is it here? All right, and you're going to go ahead and just submit this one file. So you can start off with creating a comment block. All right, and so I'm going to say DBS211 lab 1. I'm going to put my name in, okay, and I'm going to put in the date. Today happens to be May the 13th, all right, of 2023. But obviously put in the date of your lab itself, and then a quick description. So your lab 1 submission, something like that. All right, so make sure you put a comment header in the top of every file. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use comments to label the questions. Okay, you can say Q1, just 1, question 1. I'm not overly picky on how you label them, but make sure the questions are labeled and the labels are in comments. Okay, you can also use dash to create a comment, and that is perfectly fine as well. Dash is typically used for a 1-line comment, and /*/ is used for a multi-line comment. All right. Then you're going to go about answering the specific questions. If the answer to the question is an English written answer, all right, then your answer should be in a comment block. Okay. There are, I'm not going to give the answer, tables. Okay. All right. Something like that. All right. And so you're just literally going to write the answer inside of a comment block. Now, if the answer, okay, is a code, I believe here for question number 8, it asks you to type something in. Okay, so obviously, please put the questions in order. I'm just going to skip a few here to show you. If the answer to the question is code, just type the code in. Okay. All right, so that it can be executed. You cannot execute a comment. Like if I execute that, nothing happens. All right, but when I execute this code by highlighting it and then executing it, all right, you can see we get an output and we get some results. All right, So in your file that you're going to submit, comment out anything that's not executable, something that's English, answers that aren't code, okay? But any answers or anything you have to do that is code, that is executable, do not comment them out, all right? Next, and the last thing I think that you need to know is, how do I save my file so that I can submit it? All right. And the idea here is you can literally just save the file. All right. You will see that by default, it is an SQL script. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and find the location of where I'm going to save this file. All right. And I'm just gonna go quickly into my 211 course. All right, and then I'm gonna literally just name the file appropriately, okay? And whatever the assignment says how to name the file, all right? But make sure you leave that .sql there. And when I save my file, there it is, it's saved. And on my hard drive, if I navigate to that folder, all right, you'll see there's the file right there as a lab1 _ McDonald.sql file. And when you submit your assignment, you literally just submit that file. All right, that should be a good walkthrough for lab number 1. Lab number 1 is intended for you to play with the SQL developer and learn a little bit about how it works and figure some of this out on your own. If we just showed you everything, then what are you really learning? Okay, so it's intentionally set up so you have to sort of self-discover where things are, and we're forcing you to go through the software and figure out a little bit of how it works. All right, I wish you guys good luck, and remember that labs are typically due at midnight on the Sunday. All right, lab number 1 specifically due in the first week. Thank you.